What did you think of Arctic Mokeys' set? Because I'll be really honest, I thought it was fucking bang average. Welcome back to the Scratch Record podcast.
I was hoping I'd make you laugh by looking at you a bit weird. Normally, you always start the intro looking forward and then you go, welcome back. And you always look at me on the second one and I'm always like, welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's been 75 years.
Yeah, we're all old.
We're all old.
We're all old. Yeah, it's been way too long.
It's been an outrageous amount of time. I'm trying to think when it was. I think since we actually recorded a podcast that we released, it's been over 6 months.
Yeah, it all kind of went to
Well, I can't believe it's been 6 months. So.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
It doesn't feel like it. It just feel like our normal, like, bit of a break. Like, don't release for a few weeks, and then we'll get back into it. And I was like, oh my God, it's nearly July.
Yeah, that's wild.
Pretty crazy. Here we are.
Pretty green.
Back in the studio.
We are indeed back in the studio. Made some updates.
We have made some updates.
A little bit of updating the set. We've made it look a little bit less like we're in a
dentist reception.
in a new build house.
Getting our molars taken out. Yeah. Is that a thing that you did?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, new set. We've got John staring into the back of her head.
Yeah.
Which is quite horrifying. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it does look good, actually. I have to admit, I didn't really know what other vinyl to put up there.
Yeah.
Because I wanted one that I know that I can just stick there and not have to care about it. Because I know for a fact I'm just going to forget.
I think we, for people that are now listening to this, which hopefully if you switched off already, that's really unlucky.
Yeah, really big.
I think we do switch it up at random points and just wait for people to notice.
Yeah.
And if you call out when we change it, then we'll literally do nothing.
We'll answer the phone. We can call us ring in live podcast.
Ring in. We should have.
Nope. Never done a live podcast.
We should have a general phone number you can ring.
Just at any point.
And it rings both our phones. An office number, and just one of us will pick up.
No.
That'd be sick.
No, I'm not leaking my phone number.
You have to pay like £16 a minute.
And we get that straight into our pockets. Oh, okay, yeah, I like the idea now. I'll just stay up all night.
Write that down, Trippy. Speaking of other updates.
Yeah.
The man behind the curtain. It's a bit Wizard of Oz, this, actually.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Sat in the corner watching, as usual.
Sounds like something.
Trippy is here. We've been demoted him from face on camera to.
But I looked like shit when I was last on camera.
Fine.
But I think that's.
You think it's changed now?
I feature of the model, so
just
audio only.
The mental issue with the base model.
He's more like that.
Great for him.
You can. Yeah.
Smart nose.
But he's gonna be chiming in, trying to keep control of the podcast, but also sorting the audio and the visuals at the same time. Very multifaceted.
Producer trips.
No, it doesn't work.
No.
You're not TikTok Trippy anymore.
No, I'm not.
We need. I think of it.
Yeah, all the words that came to my head are completely inappropriate.
A lot of abusive there.
That's why you're behind the camera.
A lot of abusive nicknames. But
what name?
We can save that for abusive. Yeah. So
what's your favourite?
One of those.
Run with it.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to say any of them here.
Oh, right.
So
that ruins it.
Broadcasting to millions of people.
Wow. Hopefully.
We'll make one. Millions would be amazing. We'll make one up for you. It's fine. We'll get there.
Good.
Yeah, we've got Trippy behind the camera. We've got a new set. Feels a bit fresh.
There's a bit of freshness in the air. Feels like it's a summer morning.
It's just about still morning.
Yeah, arguably. Today it feels a bit like dewy.
No, we've got to cut that. Right, no, you have to cut that.
You know what I'm saying? Dewy.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Summer mornings.
There's some moisture in the air.
Yeah.
There is. We were at home. It's taken us 3.5 hours to get ready to record. Another hour of warming up our vocal cords. So there we are.
Hey, we're here. We're warm. We're fresh.
Like bread out of an oven.
Yeah, baby.
So why has it been 6 months, Elliot? What have we been doing?
Well, we've been planning a thing.
Yeah. Which
will be announced in probably about 3 weeks from this episode, give or take. Which you'll all know. You could probably take a
You're going to take a random guess of what it might be.
Kept secret.
But, yeah, awful secret, but we're not going to tell you specifically until like 3 weeks' time.
No, definitely not.
So we've been planning that. That's all up in the works again. I've been really busy work-wise. So have you. So like actual careers have kind of taken a bit of a front seat for a little while.
Yeah, life kind of kicked into gear a little bit, didn't it? Like
Out of
6
nowhere.
months. Out of
I
nowhere.
feel like out of nowhere it went from like I was like, oh, we could just poodle around and I can do a bit of this, do a bit of that, and like still be working all the time, but working on lots of different things. And then turns out can't.
No, can't. Yeah, it kind of. I think the last, obviously, originally lockdown stuff, it was easy, and then we're both in a bit of a mid range of like doing work, but
Kind of not.
like kind of not too taxing. We've got time to do it. We can do this, we can do that, and fit the podcast around it. And then, yeah, come like literally December last year, it's like, I got a new job. You started a global empire
Yeah, I went full time on.
selling used knickers. Don't you?
Sorry,
Yeah,
no, I don't sound.
He gets them sent in, and then he packages them up and sends them out and gets a profit.
Right, I don't
Rather
do
well.
that. That's not the company that I run. I'll be honest, but yeah, no, I have started a new company, which I think we mentioned towards the latter end of the
You probably
towards the latter end over the Christmas episodes and stuff. But yeah, that's taken a massive front seat. Like,
It should be like a ballerina to that. Trippy's just showing the cameras. I've never seen a man be so flexible before in my life. Well done, mate.
yeah, top work. But yeah, it's been
done well.
busy. Yeah, we're doing really well at the minute. I've now got an employee that started. We're 6 months in. He's been there for 2-3 months of it, which is nice. So he's been there for quite a while now. Yeah, and we're just kind of expanding as much as possible. It turns out there's a lot more to business than just kind of like doing work
Yeah.
that I knew, but didn't realise how taxing it all was going to be. It's like literally taxing.
Literally taxing.
Like taxes, like there's everything from taxes to HR to insurances that are through the roof for what you need and everything. So, and also I work in a really weird niche realm that no professional seems to understand that's over the age of like 25. So yeah, it's interesting. It's good.
It's good. It's a good experience to be jumping through the hoops, as they say.
Yeah, and like everyone's just quite nice about it as well, which is quite pleasant. Like everyone's really like, oh, you're starting your own businesses, and I was like, yeah, technically run two. So, which is quite funny. And all the old people are like, oh, it's nice to see a fresh face, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, debatable how fresh it is.
Yeah, not very fresh. Well-lived face.
3 minutes of sleep for the last week, and you crawl into an office somewhere, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm seeing you."
Literally. Yeah, I had a quote for a lawyer the other day. They're not cheap.
No, they famously really expensive.
Really, really expensive. £300 an hour.
Yeah,
That's outrageous.
yeah, but also probably very standard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. That's why people go to law school.
Yeah.
Should have done that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
Nope.
Hated it.
Would have hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
Don't think I would have been able to do it.
No, I don't think you'd have been able to do it.
What can I say?
I'm digging for that. You look good in the wig, though.
I'd look.
You know the old.
Become like a.
Barrister.
That's the one.
Judge.
Judy.
Remember, literally, looking at our Instagram stories the other day, like just of because the Instagram story we put up the other day is by far our most viewed ever. I don't know. The one originally putting up like we're starting the podcast again.
Oh, things to talk about.
Yeah. Got loads of views. And so then I was going back and looking at what other views got, and we put one up in like the middle of March that was similar. I was like, if we would start up again soon. I think we definitely had a conversation about it, and we'd been like, yeah, like well, let's do it soon.
Yeah.
And then now it's the middle of June. Like 3 months just fucking disappears. All of a sudden, it's absolutely insane.
What's been going on your end?
Well, I've been going on mine.
Life update.
Yeah. I got a new job in December as well. And that's based in London, like part of the time. So that's been like taking up a lot more time.
Yeah.
And it's much more of a like job that I'm really enjoying and can go somewhere, and it's more career focused, which is nice. But it means that I actually want to put more energy into it.
Yeah.
Rather than like, to be fair, I always have put energy into it, but it's easier to kind of go to work and then come back and be like, yeah, let's do something else.
Yeah, when you like it,
it means that then it's dead busy and it's a lot of work, but then like so much energy goes into it that like you don't get to the end of the day thinking like, yeah, like definitely it'd be great to go record a podcast. It's more like, oh my God, I need to get to sleep. So it's been much more like, but it's settling down a little bit more now, and as we can both kind of work our time in, I think we're going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, and now essentially we don't have to do the editing.
Yeah, that is going to be
through my company.
an enormous help.
Will really help.
Big time, because
Yeah.
now we're just a talent.
Yeah, we are just a talent.
The pretty faces of the brand.
Hey, indeed we are. Hey,
But did that, and bought a house as well, which has been really
just throw that
time-consuming.
Yeah, just bought a house.
Really also time-consuming and expensive.
Yeah.
I think that's mainly the two big life updates, but they are both pretty big.
Yeah, they're pretty large. They are pretty large. Have you found like the house been the most stressful part you've done?
Yeah, definitely. To start with, it was really stressful because we bought it thinking we'd do a lot of like decorating, and then we had to do quite a lot more than that. And we stretched to be like top end of our budget, so it's just all. But we just haven't had like a big pot to go. Pay other people to do stuff. We've had to do quite a lot ourselves, which is not at all the realm of my skill set, and has been a big learning experience, that side of it. But yeah, and also just makes it more stressful because we're about bang on, but then it is that thing of like, if anything goes drastically wrong here, we're fucked. So kind of treading around it a bit, but it's massively getting there now. It's starting to feel more like fun and exciting now, because it's like just got to paint it and then actually live in it. I think it'll be worth it. But yeah, very stressful. And everyone said buying it is the most stressful bit. And to be fair, probably didn't find it that stressful because Meg did everything. She's very organised and dealt with a lot.
I'm not surprised. I'm so glad you're buying a house with her.
Yeah.
Because I think I feel like it keeps the railings on.
Yeah, and it just all the like, I don't have to worry about any of the like actual payment scary bit. Get paid and be like, how much of that money do I need to give into the joint account to deal with all the horrible bits? And it's like that much, and then I'm like, great, and then got this much. And you're like, okay, fine. Whereas if I had to worry about actually remembering to like pay the mortgage, it'd be a disaster,
terrifying.
And saving the build up, like a lot of the stress is just like the communication of it all, and it's just pretty bang on with it all. So I didn't find that stressful buying it, and to be fair, there was like no chain and stuff, so it was fine. But yeah, actually doing it up for then like nightmare. This is now almost I was like, okay, I can sort all this stuff, and I was like,
it's tough, isn't it?
And fucking like tradies and that are just hilarious.
So funny. They're great.
Somewhere there's like a Keeping Up the Kardashian style TV show based on it, because it's like, honestly, the bitchiness between like fucking the carpenters talking about, the electricians talking about, like the decorators, and it's all
talking
like
about plasterers.
Yeah, they've done it wrong. Oh, why have they done this? And I'm like, you lot are fucking, you all need to chill out. Like, fuck it out. It's absolutely hilarious. You could have filmed some of it and it would be
good quality. Good reality TV.
Reality TV drama doc. It'd be absolutely fucking brilliant. But it's quite funny to deal with. Because when you don't know and someone goes, like, we'll just do this. And I'm like, great. And then I'd be like, yeah, I've said we'll just do this. And like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, right. Do this.
Amazing.
And I'm like, okay, so great. Does someone do fucking something? You want to get to the point, I'm like, I'm going to go away for 6 weeks. And when I come back, right, my house is finished. Thank you. Yeah. That's it. I don't want to be
dear God
every step of the way. But no, it's been fun. It's been good. It's been like a good time period. But again, as that comes to a close, it does feel like it'll be like a lot of breathing room to be like, okay, that's a whole thing I don't need to deal with anymore. And
Yeah, and that'll be nice as well. I think that'll then lead us to actually getting a bit of a podcast schedule going, won't it? And actually making sure we are releasing week by week and kind of upping the quality like we want to. Hence why producer trips in the corner. Not good.
No, producer trips doesn't work.
Talent manager trips.
That's a risky one.
Ooh, it's a bit long.
Wow, what about the name?
And again, and that's why we pay you the big bucks.
Who then?
Ooh, felt like I had that exact interaction.
You have
very
times.
interesting point. But
it's always good when you give your points in that you then follow up by that wasn't interesting. That's going to be ideal. What is now that we've cleared up what's been going on? What's
the plan?
What's the future plan?
Well, essentially, upping the quality of what we're doing is the kind of future plan. And if we are going to be posting, it is going to be better than what it was quality-wise. Having a bit more of a focus on short form as well, making sure we've got actual things that are built into the episode that are built for short form, I think would be really, really breaking that fourth wall. But like that's gonna be one of the plan of attacks, and then really pushing till our announcement in 3 weeks, and then it's from there we'll be promoting the announcement and also continuing to grow. And then we've got festivals coming up. We're back on festival season, so we're doing Truck again. Kendall we're doing, but it's more of that we're going as punters. Obviously, Live at Leeds comes up soon. It all starts then flowing into them, which then will give us a lot more content. And that's going to be one of the things we're going to have to look at on how we do it, and whether we do a very similar thing or how we try and actually bring that into an actuality where the quality is better. It's something we've got to think about. But yeah, I think that is really the rough plan of kind of making sure that what we put out is better, make sure we're using better cameras, make sure we're a bit more disciplined with stuff and the structures of things, and actually bringing it to a more succinct show.
Yeah, would have been perfect if you could said succinct.
That's what I said, did I not?
Wanted to take back Trippy and Edit.
I wasn't really listening.
Fantastic. I echo your points, definitely. I think there's a focus of like quality over quantity a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we've got a motion of like just churning a podcast out every week, which helps to an extent. But I think, thinking more about it, having some more structured stuff across episodes. If there's 2 weeks where we don't have anything and then we have loads of truck stuff and then we do some other bits, like it's just, but what we do put out, we're more happy with. I think that's the key. Try not to talk to people over Zoom as much as possible. Be ideal.
To be really honest, I don't think we'll do it at all.
I think that's what
I don't want to do it. It kills your mood for it. I hate it.
I hate the straw that broke the camel's back was the last few Zoom interviews that we did. That was no like issue with the people or anything, but just like felt more draining sitting down and doing that over Zoom.
It's just there's no personable interaction. There's no human element really to it. It becomes very corporate. Is how
it's an interview, doesn't it, rather than a chat. And I think that's always obviously the opposite of what we want to do. And it served a great purpose. Like arguably our most like successful period to an extent was like that season 2 where we just did loads. But because it was lockdown, I think everyone was more used to it. The world has opened back up, and all that sort of stuff is just like. Yeah, and I'm not hitting it anymore.
Yeah, it's not scratching the itch, I think, is the main thing. I feel like just every time that we did one, we came away feeling a little bit like underwhelmed, I guess, just with the quality of audio, the quality of visuals, the quality of just all of that stuff added in. It makes me just disappointed with the output, and then that makes me then not want to edit it, and then that makes me think about like then I've got to try and pull a thumbnail from fucking nowhere and all that shit. And you just think it just becomes really difficult then to warrant getting up, doing that for a couple of hours when we actually do also have other things to juggle as well.
And it's a shame because it opens up so much easier to get like bigger and bigger guests on. Probably wouldn't have had chats with the Kooks and the Wombats if we couldn't just get them on a Zoom call. And that's like, it does open those sorts of doors. But I think that's the thing we see with the festival stuff, where like the best solution is bringing ourselves to a place where those sorts of people are anyway. And trying to get them sit down here. Like we're going to struggle to get them to here, but let's go to them. And
absolutely.
That sort of stuff works well. So I'm excited to see how Truck goes this year, see what we can pull off there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We can chat
as well.
and stuff.
I'm looking forward to Kendall as well. I think that'd be really nice to go to a festival as a punter.
Yeah. Never done a camping festival.
I'm really not looking forward to it.
You're nervous.
I hate the idea. Shut up, Trips. Just because you're happy to sleep in a bin. I'm not. I was talking to Trips the other day. He wasn't going to buy posh toilets and posh showers.
Yeah, I know. Well, he rang me and was like, do you want posh toilets and posh showers? I was like, well, I'm presuming Elliot's bought them. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, yeah, like I'll jump in there. I could take or leave it.
I figured that there'll be regular like plastic porta potty toilets.
Yeah, you can still have
normal shitty showers anyway, which we used at Truck last year. And I was like, yeah, whatever, that'll do. But maybe I only got it because of peer pressure. I think you two are children and need to grow up. So
no, I'm not a child. It's childish not to do it.
Are you going to complain the whole time?
Probably.
You're going to have to invest yourself into the experience, I think.
I will do when I'm there, and I'll be fine when I'm there, as long as I can have a shit in peace and I can have a shower without like treading on cum. I'm all right.
Oh, it's such a rogue one to go for.
Like, I'm more like...
It was when I went for one Piers at Trek last year, and I went in and there was just like the urinal was just full of bread. And I was like, oh God, you got to just piss straight onto bread, and it's a low point. Hopefully that's marginally better than that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that there's like at least a toilet seat Like that type of thing. For 4 days, like I'm miserable if I don't have a shower. Like I'm moody. Like it's a long while, and it's more for you lot's sake than for my
Yeah,
own.
no, 100% do think
Still come out and doing it
You'll
for-
get through it. You'll just be unbearable by
Yeah.
Friday night. Will be like,
Yeah.
oh god,
Yeah, fuck's sake, someone get a little shower.
yeah. Someone will just have to wipe you down with wipes.
No, I'm not quite. I'd rather fucking die.
Good god. So yeah, I am excited. It's a fucking good lineup.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Apparently, nice picturesque views while we're there, and camping and experience it. We may never do it again, but
Hey, you never know. But I do want to do Glastonbury.
I'm
Have you been watching it?
Glastonbury. Yeah,
Yeah, see it.
It's
It looks sick.
it's just different level. Do you see the drone shot of it from above?
No, I've been watching obviously the main stage stuff. So when they pull it back and show it all, but I've not seen the.
There was like some drone footage that went on Twitter, and because it's that like stereotypical thing, like it's like a city when you get there.
Yeah.
Like, everyone says it, but they like did have a drone that like scanned, and it just does like a 360, and you're like, it is a fucking city.
Yeah.
It keeps going and going. You're like, how the all it does make me think is operationally that is
A fucking nightmare.
I don't know how they do it.
Logistically, it's a fucking nightmare.
It's like coordinating 50 little events at the same time, like all of the it's like having several festivals, all the stages and the parking. Fucking outrage.
nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I can see why the little village it's in hate it.
Yeah, but also grow up. Glastonbury.
Yeah, valid.
Fuck off for a week.
Yeah, the bloke who did it, I love the story of how it all started.
Mm.
I think it's fascinating of him just kind of like cracking on, putting on he just was like, oh, we're just going to stick one on. And it's the bloke who owned the farm.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're just going to stick one on. And it started growing a little bit. And he did like a little one. And then it grew and grew and grew until like the whole like hippie era and all that. And then it started going into the punk era. And that's when he started being like, I need professional help now. Because then they like trashed it, almost like burnt the place down sort of thing. It was all like, it was just essentially hell that year. And then it kind of like, that's when it started becoming a lot more corporate. But I find that fascinating.
It's mad that they're still really involved. Like his daughter like does like all the booking still. Like,
Yeah.
she's just like in charge of it. You know,
Yeah, it's
that's
wild.
mental. You'd have thought they'd have sold it and just gone, pay us fucking however many mil to use the farm every year. And do you know what I mean?
Oh, could you imagine?
I'd be tempted.
I'd be so tempted to sell.
Can have 25 free wristbands and 5 mil for using the farm and leave me.
Not just free wristbands. I want fucking glamping.
Well, you live on the farm, go home.
Oh yeah. No.
Go have a bath, mate. You'll be alright.
Oh, do you think you could like? Do you think there's like some people that like end up bumping into him? I'm gonna end up bumping into like the bloke who owns the farm, and they like go back for like afters at his house.
No. If I'm really honest, mate. No, I don't. think that
After the
happens.
gas.
No,
That'd be sick.
it'd be sick.
He's like
I was gonna say
years old.
So I bet he still does pingers.
the daughter maybe she might have a little. She'd be like 40 probably.
Game
I don't know. Oh shit.
Game on.
But yeah, I mean, bearing in mind how stressful it was organising that many artists to come to Northampton, I actually can't even imagine how difficult it is to organise
Yeah.
that many artists to go to a farm
In the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere.
And with every, I always think I'm more than happy to do an inner
Yep.
inner city festival, but when it starts coming towards like doing a field festival, the extra stuff that adds on, your cost extra and everything else you have to add on with health and safety, with speaker systems, like
Building a
PAs,
stage.
building stages, making sure the stages are safe, putting in the concrete beforehand to make sure the stages are built onto something that doesn't slip if it rains, everything like that adds into it. You just think, I'm like, bro, I don't have the will in the, there's not enough will in the world to maybe do that yet.
No.
I think if we had like a full team, I'd be more into it and into the idea, but like right now,
No.
No.
It's insane. And even like with the whole Arctic Mokeys, like, are they even going to play or not?
Oh, could you imagine?
Like, everyone's talking about it, like, oh no, I wonder if they're going to pull out. And imagine me and them being like, oh my fucking god.
You put like a fucking 400 grand deposit down on them.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking. And regardless of what happens, like, I always think it's kind of good because they will have had a good backup.
yeah.
Right, like,
It would have just been,
prepared for it.
Foo Fighters.
Apparently not, they had a backup.
Oh, really?
I saw, again, I don't know, really, they had a TikTok and it was like, I saw a TikTok.
The
And it was
source of the world.
it was the William Hill odds on who would replace them.
Oh, okay.
Because they had like an actual odds list. So like apparently Blur and Pulp and
Blur, I
these
think,
were
would be
like
probably
ready
good
to
now.
go. Because obviously Foo Fighters are already playing, and everyone knew that the Churnuts or whatever it was would be Foo Fighters, and they always do that.
Hey,
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd seen that it was them way before.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
hadn't seen that. To be really honest, I haven't kept up with it at all until it started, literally.
Yeah, I did see a lot of people like they do this all the time.
Oh, that's sick.
Like not necessarily that name, but they just sort of like fuck about and people are like, yeah, it would definitely be Foo Fighters. So I think like they would have had to hold that sort of part. But yeah, I think Pulp were favourites, which would have been good. They're not
No.
like that level.
No.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would.
I'd like it.
I'd like Blur to have done it, but
Blur would be good.
what did you think of Arctic Monkey's set? Because I'll be really honest, I thought it was fucking bang average. Not because he was ill. I think because of how he does the older classic Arctic Monkeys tunes, I find it quite jarring in his new voice that he's found.
I really struggle criticising it, to be honest. I just think like there's a balance, right, between servicing the people that have gone to see you
Yeah,
and you're an artist
great.
making your own art, and you absolutely have the freedom and flexibility to perform that in any way that you want.
Yeah.
And I think maybe where the issue stems is at the moment, especially for the Glastonbury set, he was kind of bang in the middle of the two.
Yeah,
And he was kind of going, I want to be here doing the 2 newest albums in his new kind of new age, kind of almost Bowie-esque slow style at times and performing it. That's what he wants to do. Everyone in the crowd wants him to fuck them off.
yeah.
Play the first 3 albums and fucking sing about getting fucking battered in Sheffield. So you've got this real...
I really thought you were going to say pegged. I'm not sure why.
He might.
His ears like that.
That's the next album. It's just about getting paid and nothing else.
And she put the dildo on,
Pretty good. Little
stuck
bit.
it up my ass. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think there's a weird, which you don't get with many bands, obviously, because normally you have a band that plays music and people who want to see them play their songs.
Yeah.
You have a real disconnect between what the crowd desire, what he wants to do. And so it ends up being this slightly in between thing of like he's servicing them with old songs, but kind of doing it in a new style, he's trying to switch it up, performing it a bit slowly. All the crowd are obviously trying to enjoy it and sing along to these songs that they love.
But they're not the
It's not
recorded.
quite the same as how it used to be. So the whole thing feels a bit awkward.
And I think that's where you look at your, like, even Noel Gallagher to some extent, or like you look at Noel Gallagher, you look at like Paul Weller, you look at, you know, all the Beatles that are still playing. And when they do the original songs, you can tell they kind of try to do it in a similar style to how they were when they were released. I think when you watch Alex Turner now, as much as I still am really, really impressed by his artistry, and I still think they're a fucking amazing band, I think there is an element of like being able to switch and slide when you're live like that, and being able to turn it back onto that older stuff instead of trying to do like the way he says words now kind of jars me.
Yeah, but
Like,
also I just kind of think like if that's I'd respect him more if he just went the other way
and just did his new album.
and just said I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
like
because
this is what we've done.
the fact he referenced it in the Glastonbury set, I think is kind of like not immature, but I think it's like kind of a bit. It seems a bit like, oh, let's leave the past behind us, or whatever he said. I think he's a bit, I don't know.
They spent the build up to this album saying, you know, it doesn't feel right doing all these old songs. You know, we're going to cut some of these songs and upset people, take the classics out, and they're actually playing more of the old songs than they played before.
Tell you why I think they're doing that. I think there is actually a management decision there of because the car didn't do as well as the previous albums. I think the manager was like, you want people to keep going back to your gigs? You're gonna have to start
I'd be
slinging
surprised
stuff
if
in.
Alessandro gives a fuck.
No, but like, well, they would. I think if they just played the car, like did like almost like an album playthrough, which I know when they're that sort of size, they're not going to when they've got that many albums. But if they were, I don't think they'd sell out stadiums.
Yeah, but does he actually care?
Does he actually care? Well,
Would he rather play to 500 people in LA and do what he wants to do? I don't know. I just think, as you either we're playing Glastonbury, so all these values have been going on about. We're going to abandon. People play a different set of Glastonbury than they would on their tour. And that's fine. I think then their tour before this, they've been he's been almost practicing it.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing as if he's playing Glastonbury.
Yeah.
But it's not quite worked. And you can see at those shows that it's not quite worked. And so I think the smart thing to do would be to make a decision and go, we're going to piss off everyone at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick to my guns here. We're already booked. There's already people there. I don't give a shit. I'm playing Tranquility Base in the car.
See, Tranquility Base, it works so well. That whole set scene and the whole scene, Tranquility Base in the car, and all the albums, like the 2 albums that have come most recently. I think their whole style and their whole aura and the way they dress now and everything all runs parallel with that. I think it runs perfectly. So when he starts singing Marty Bum,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I just in my head, I'm like, I can understand why he's doing it because he feels like he's got to in some regards. But I think there is an element where you're like, I tell you what would be cool to see them do. I'd love to see them do like outfit changes.
Yeah.
Like they literally, he does like the first couple of songs are from Tranquility Base where he's in the flares and the whatever, and then he goes off and he comes back in and he's got like a denim jacket on and like denim jeans and he's wearing like he's messed his hair up a little bit and he does like the first 3 albums. And then he goes off, comes back in like a fucking leather jacket with his hair slicked back because he's got the trim to be able to do all of them haircuts.
Yeah.
And he comes back out and he does like AM. And then you wrap up the show there. And I think that's like, that'd be, in my head, that'd be a really cool way.
Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool. I just think there's
like
a bit of a...
greatest hits.
Yeah, and that could definitely work. I think there's another thing of like, I thought the crowd didn't help. If that was me, I'd be slightly annoyed, but like, if the crowd throws itself into it, you can't fucking hear him singing anyway. A lot of gigs are, like, when I'm in to see Liam Gallagher, you can't actually hear him. People are like, oh, his voice didn't sound, I can't fucking hear him. Like, you're just singing the songs and trying to enjoy it. So there's part of me that goes, just don't stop moaning and just throw yourself into as much time as you want. Enjoy the set. It's Arctic Mokeys. Just enjoy it.
I think there's still elements where that happened.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was. And that's when the good thing about Arctic Mokeys, like, they have those like such iconic intros where they're like, start a song like this. Everyone's like, yeah, it's an old one. And like, throw yourself into it. They can still create those moments. And if he's then singing it a bit slow, okay, I think it looks worse on the TV.
Yeah, for sure.
And I thought I was watching it, I was a bit like, obviously zoomed in, you're getting all of his vocals and stuff, you're a bit like, it's a bit jarring. If you were 3 miles back where most people end up being, it's just like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny as well when he's like, he does like the weird bowling thing at the front, and that I thought it was quite cool. And then he comes back round to sing his verse, grabs the rhythm guitarist mic, and the sound engineer just took like the first 3 lines to react.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, it's Glastonbury.
Yeah,
like, just turn it up, bro.
It's
not even like that difficult.
Yeah, and I think it's part of like, I did see something on Twitter, and it is that thing of like, so many bands get criticised for being the same all the time.
Yeah,
and so they have actually tried to evolve their sound. And
yeah,
he's obviously not a Bowie-esque level of performer or anything, but like, when David Bowie just stopped being Ziggy Stardust and does something else, people weren't going, oh, I wish he'd play like,
yeah,
absolutely, an album. People just enjoyed what he was doing, and it was different.
Yeah,
and then he'd go into something else, and you'd enjoy that. And I think if you can't do that, then that's sort of fine. But don't expect him to
turn it back.
If you don't want to go see Arctic Monkeys now, then you missed the boat. You should have seen him in 2006, and I couldn't do that. And in the same way, I couldn't see Nirvana. Like, it's just there's industries that you've missed it. You are going to struggle now. So I just think there's part of it that I just find there's an opinion, and you can go, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I'd have liked him to do it in a different way, and that's absolutely valid, especially when you paid money for the tour. You ask them really a bit like,
it is what it is.
Get over it. But I get that, but also I don't think you can criticise like him or the band. I just think they don't have to service what the fans want.
I agree
to an extent, and as much as that might be really frustrating and awful, if you didn't see them 5 years ago, then that is just unlucky.
I do agree. I think it is just that idea of like, if you're going to be doing it, either stick by your guns or don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think mixing the songs and fuck them songs up, not fuck them songs up, such a harsh way to say it, but like, don't play them songs as if it's like a novelty.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing them like a novelty, like he has to play them. And I think that then comes across when it's slower, when it's, he's holding words different to what he did on like back in the day, things like that, and like that feels wrong because then people are going to be disappointed with them versions of the song.
Yeah.
And if you come out and just did the car and just did Tranquility Base, I'd have a fucking great time because I love Tranquility Base. Not as bothered about the car, but I'd get into it.
Yeah.
But I think the vibe of if you're going to try and do it all, you're just like, you can't be doing Cornerstone and.
And that's the thing, because it's so different. Whereas, like, again, when you've been to see like Liam Gallagher, like, he does his new solo stuff, and people aren't asked.
No,
it's the same thing. People are like, okay, he's gonna do this one, and like a little sing, okay, and then like, right, let's wait for the next Oasis song. But like, because they're so similar, you can then run into it. The crowd's gonna be a bit quieter. People might go get a drink, come back, and then you can go straight into like Rock and Roll Star, and people are going to be all over it. Whereas I think that's when the disconnect comes when they do the old one.
Yeah,
and it's like, doesn't feel the same.
It's one of them ones where like they're the type of people that when they're going through this sort of part of their career, that I'd love to just sit down and just be like, because everyone's fucking scared to ask them questions, and I'd love to sit there and be like, when you're doing all of these songs, why? What is your reason?
He is an unbearable interview.
Yeah, but like, what would be your reasoning? I'd be like, what are your reasoning?
That's music. He'd say something like that, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he'd be like, "That's the way it takes me," and you'd be like, "Brilliant." Like he wouldn't go, "Oh, this is why."
Yeah.
He'd say something fucking. Like,
I feel like you'd want to break. You'd have to break him down.
You'd have to get.
You'd have to get him either battered, or you'd have to be sat with him for like 2 hours.
Yeah, in a hot room.
Or use the second hour.
Yeah.
You'd just like break him down. You'd only use the second hour, and you could like, to the point where you get him so fucking comfortable that it's not got the.
Yeah, it's just such a, and that's fun, and it creates good interview moments and stuff. But yeah, you'd like to actually be like,
yeah, come on,
is your opinion on all?
Because that's not your opinion. You don't sit at home and someone goes, "Ish, we chuck some of the Suck It and See album into the tour," and you go,
yeah, like you both chat about this.
They must all go, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's chuck in X, Y, Z."
Yeah.
Or like, and that must be. Oh, we must do. Well, yeah, we probably should because last time we played Tranquility Base, everyone fucking hated it. Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's that must be a conversation that happens, and I'd love to hear the ins and outs of it.
Because some of it, like, they can build a good, like they did. Don't sit down because I moved your chair, and that kind of really works with the new style. Like that, it does filter in a little bit better. I do like there is a set list there that works. It just doesn't probably include Marley Bum.
No.
A few others that they kind of have to play. It's a real dilemma. It's not easy. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it, but I do definitely think they shouldn't be crucified for it. Let them fucking do what they want.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go see it, then go see it.
Fact.
As I wouldn't now. If I'm coming to London, do you want a ticket? It's £100. I'd be like, no, I'm not that bothered. Should have seen them in 2017.
There's a lot of bands that I have like that.
Yeah.
A lot of artists that I would have liked to have seen their peak albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we do a draft?
Do a draft.
What are you laughing over there in the corner where you cocking your
Wasn't your best segue.
Sweet transition.
It wasn't your best
Yeah, I know, I tried, man.
Did you see the NBA drafts last night?
No, I didn't watch it.
Another great discussion point.
I think Wembanyama went first again.
Victor Wembanyama?
Again. It's the only time he's been drafted, but I think it was like predicted he was going to go first. Nike have said that his shoe deal is probably going to be worth, his managers said that the Nike shoe deal is going to be worth upwards of over 100 million.
Upwards of over 100 million. That is a lot of money. A year.
For his first shoe deal. I don't know whether it's a year or whether it's the overall contract, but even so.
Either way. A million years.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
So £100 a year.
Yeah, that'd be rough. A million years is a lot of time.
It's so many years. It's a light year, isn't it? No.
A light year is a unit of astronomical distance equivalent to the distance that light travels in 1 year, which is nearly 6 million miles.
Oh, no, it's not. Million. It's a lot, bro.
So many.
Lot.
Yeah, but that was a good draft. Maybe we should do our own.
We're going to draft indie music albums. What are you laughing for?
So you've got introduce the concept. What's the idea?
Right,
here?
so it's very similar to an NBA draft. So you pick your players. We both get 5 picks each, and we're going to draft indie music albums of all time. So our almost top 5, what would be in our starting 5?
Mm-hmm.
All right? So we both get 5.
We've got to think about the versatility of the team, how it works together,
how it works
the personalities involved.
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
Go on,
everything. So I think we pick someone who wins, and then the next time we do a draft, the loser gets first pick.
Yeah, about
a draft. And then the next one we do after that, and after that.
Yeah.
All 7 we do today. A forfeit, yeah.
Yeah, like
Nude.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about being naked.
Yeah, good. Wouldn't know for most of it.
Nope.
So who starts this week?
Well, do rock paper scissors then.
Can do. On go. Don't say shoot. You're not in kindergarten.
No.
What?
I could do a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Then say go. Don't say shoot.
So you're gonna do it on go.
Yeah.
Okay. 3.
Oh, so what's going on now? I've got to move my hand. I'm listening, and I can't do it.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got to get.
You imagine you're doing 3 rounds.
Well, we're not true.
Oh,
We
right.
both did
You
scissors.
twice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we both did scissors again, and then I went paper.
Yeah, you bottled it. I was just keeping it.
Yeah, we've been here in a time loop forever, just both going scissors every time.
Right, so it means that you're going first. No, it means I'm going first because I get first pick. Right, so indie music albums.
Yeah.
The draft. Like a film title. Indie music albums. The
Version 1.
Yeah, V1. So I think my first one is going to be one you've definitely picked,
Okay.
and it's Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory.
Oh, so what are the rules say? I've got Oasis, definitely maybe. It's my first pick.
And you can't have two by the same artist. I'm afraid.
Why?
I've made the decision. No reason.
Brilliant. Okay.
So I think I'm going.
That's a great. It's a really strong first pick.
Amazing first pick. I think it's iconic.
Yeah.
It's versatile.
Why did you go What's the Story instead of definitely maybe?
I'll be honest. Didn't think about it. I'll be honest.
Fantastic.
I think I just think it's just such an iconic album that it just needs to be in there.
It's to me, it's your Messi, Ronaldo. I think it's not. And Trippy's gonna look at me because he fucking hates Oasis. But I just think if you're talking about no, but you're gonna disagree with what I'm about to say. That's fine. You can shout at me. Those two albums are like just that little bit of, because they just have everything in terms of how iconic they are, how good they are musically, how much people appreciate them, the timing of it.
What I think of this one is it's a legendary like player on like your foot draft.
Yeah. It's Messi, Ronaldo level really.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So no, great pick. I've gone in that case. My first pick was going to be my second pick. I've gone for some experience in the team. I think it's really important. Good. I think you need a little bit of sort of experience, but they've got a little bit of a spicy side to them as well.
Nice.
So I've gone The Queen Is Dead by The Smiths.
Oh, good pick.
I just think longevity-wise, not much comes close to it.
Yeah.
Iconic album. It's going to survive all time. But Smiths, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years as a band, whatever it was, there's some versatility there. They're going to get stuck in.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going for a bit more of a team leader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Oasis are good for being your hothead,
Yeah.
but I think my team leader is going to have to come now, and I think it is The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie.
That's mine as well.
That's my second pick.
Shit, I didn't think that this meant.
Yeah, well, it's iconic. I think it's got to be there.
Stalwart.
It's got to be there. You can't actually divert too much further when it comes to creativity and versatility.
Yeah.
And I think it's the perfect number 2 pick.
Yeah, I think the balance of solidity and creativity, because some are quite creative and out there, your tricky wingers, difficult to control, but Dave Bowe's got that, but also just that solidity, every track's good, all the way through. Yeah.
Solid midfielder.
I'm jealous, it's a great pick. Your team's looking very good. I've gone the other way then, really, is all creativity, my hotheads, really,
Okay.
and that's The Libertines by The Libertines.
Oh, good. Good pick. Great
Just
pick.
a little bit of chaos when you're trying to break the deadlocks, 0-0. You need a bit of something. I just think if anyone's going to do it,
It's a great
and
pick.
that album's just so solid all the way through.
I did think about that, I have to admit. And I think I'm now going for a little bit more of my hothead. A bit more of a phase that's a little bit of it's needed in the team. Young, but fresh legs.
Young blood.
So I'm going for what people say I am, that's what I'm not, Arctic Monkeys.
Nice. Okay.
I think it's iconic.
I think Fire AM.
Oh, so I think it's iconic.
Yeah.
I think it's the freshness of it really brings it in, and I think it will lend very well alongside the Oasis track.
Yeah, I like it. Long career ahead.
A long career ahead for that album.
There's a lot. It's a good debut, and there's
Amazing.
a hell of a career to come. So.
Absolutely.
No, I like that pick. I think I want to go for a more influential pick. It's not necessarily a long-standing thing, but they're going to come in and kind of influence how the team plays, and that's Nevermind by Nirvana.
Good.
Just think a bit of an explosion of creativity. It's not long-standing in terms of like it'll talk. No, literally only one of them.
Yeah.
I think.
Dave Grohl still knocking.
Yeah, specifically on Friday actually. Yeah, I just think like you can't beat that.
No, you
so
can't.
The influence it has on the wider game and what that introduces, I just think it's an iconic album.
I think I'm going to go a very similar line when it comes to that sort of vibe. It brings a darkness to the team, dark energy, and I'm going to go for Avril Lavigne, Let Go.
Your team was so far ahead, and now you've got a weak link.
Skateboard.
Shit left back.
No, it's not a shit left back.
Avril Lavigne.
It's your edgy winner. It's your edgy. They're gonna come on. They're there. They take it up. They don't really get much ball time, but as soon as they do, they're doing something fucking unnecessary, and they're scoring.
Do we really take that as indie?
Yes.
I would vote no.
Are we voting Avril Lavigne's not indie?
I'm not sure.
What we calling that rock?
I don't think she's indie in either sense, musically or independent, because she was on a label her whole career, wasn't she? And the music's definitely not indie.
She's also dead and been replaced by a lizard stuff.
So are we saying, but Nirvana is?
Yeah.
That was
Alternative.
Avril Lavigne was also very mainstream, whereas Nirvana became mainstream, but they were like an alternative, like Joe says. Whereas Avril was just mainstream.
But we went for Bowie.
Again, that was alternative.
So we're saying no to Avril Lavigne.
I'm not sure she gets her play card. Does he get a blue card?
We can allow it, but I would vote no, personally.
Well, if there's 2 votes for no, then I'm going to have to repick.
I mean, you've
Been
knocked
stopped by
three-
the government.
You've knocked out 3 of his.
Yep, that's fine. All right then. My third pick, I'm going to go with Enema of State, Blink-182.
I nearly put it. I didn't actually write it down in the end, but I very nearly did. Really.
The question,
Yeah.
how does that run and Avril Lavigne done? Where's your fine line? Because they're
I don't know.
they're very similar.
It just is what it is, really. He's unmuted to speak, and every time I press the button, you're waiting for what you're going to say. It is more alternative at the time, isn't it? Like when they started doing it, garage rock was an alternative.
Yeah, I guess the era.
It's not pop, is it?
What was Enema State of Mind? Was that 99?
It's Enema of the State.
Yeah.
You're combining Empire State of Mind, and Enema of the State. It was 1999.
Yeah. Okay, fine. If I'm allowed that one,
You can have Blink-182.
Blink-182. They are a breath of edginess.
Now I'm going to go a little bit. I'm going to switch my kind of tactics to go against that, and I'm going to go Dookie by Green Day.
Ooh.
I just think if we're going to be matching up, we're going to be lining up, I think I can equal you there. I think I can knock Blink-182's influence. I think I can just knock that back. I don't think there's anything between those 2 albums.
I think it's a good pick. It's a very good
I
pick.
think if we're being tactical, it wouldn't be in my normal top 5. That's the beauty of going second. Do you know what I mean? I can switch my draft up.
And you can know what's coming.
Know what's coming, and I can try and influence that. So that's what I'm going to go for.
I like that. It's a good pick.
Thanks, mate.
Very good pick. And I'm now gonna go for a real cult classic. A real
Dolly Parton.
No, they're a cult classic, and they are great for the UK scene that we're playing in at the moment.
We're playing it.
Yeah, well, that's what the draft's for.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna play Panic Prevention by Jamie T.
Wow.
It's a rogue one.
I really thought about a Jamie T album, I'll be honest.
I really think that it's a rookie card that the fans are going to love at the end of the season.
Yeah. It's a local. It's like in the Premier League now, and it's full of all these sort of like global superstars. Sometimes you need a Milner.
You need a James Vardy.
You need an Englishman that's fucking gets the league, that is a bit more, down to earth with it. Not the best in the world, but does a great job for the team.
Absolutely. I think he'll get involved in the fights, and I like it.
So I'm gonna go slightly different approach. I think we need some youth. I don't think we've got any academy prospects in there. It's all quite old. So I'm gonna put in Royston Club's debut album, Shaking Hips and Crashing Cars, which I've been listening to a hell of a lot since it came out. And it's like an academy prospect. Young, up and coming, not unproven, you could argue, but brings a little bit of flair to the team.
It's 1,000 to 1 goal scorer.
Exactly.
What it is.
You've got to invest in these people, invest in the youth, have them in your team, learning off everyone else.
I think I might let you down in the overall team picks.
I think yours is definitely better anyway, because you picked all my first picks.
Yep.
So
I'll take the win.
I think you have to. I think you can't, with Oasis and Bowie in there. I think you're already off to a good start. Get up against Smiths and Libertines, which I think are great picks, but not quite the same echelon.
Well,
closer towards the bottom, but I think you picked it.
Good game.
Great game, sir.
Great game.
Well played. Look forward to going first next week.
Absolutely.
In a minute.
Yeah. In like 10 minutes' time. Yeah, I go with that.
Yeah, it's good fun. Band of the week, artist of the week. Right, new segment time. We're switching up. If you've been listening for a while, or even only once, we do it every episode. We tend to shout out up and coming artists every week.
Yeah. Normally opens with one of us going,
oh,
What you been
shit.
listening to this week?
Yeah. And then us going, oh, bollocks, let me get Spotify up and kind of finding out what we're listening to this week and then shouting out kind of a few artists. I think it's worked, but we want to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to give a bit more focus to an artist each, basically, and do an artist of the week, one for me, one for you. Why look at me like that? You haven't done one.
My phone's up there.
Right, but you can't remember who it was.
No. We've been talking for an hour and I can't remember. So what we're going to do instead of that is this week is Joe's artist of the week. Next week will be mine.
Okay, I like it.
So
yeah,
Joe's
sounds
artist
good.
of the week. Woo!
My artist of the week this week is someone we're listening to a lot, and also a proper up-and-coming band that have been around our playlist for a little while, and that is Pleasure Heads.
Okay.
So we had Cosmopolis, I never know how to say that word, Cosmopolis, in the playlist in 2020.
Wow.
Pretty unbelievable now. So a long time ago. I'm pretty sure Chris actually found them.
Yeah, I think he did.
And got us onto them, and I love that song. I thought it was brilliant. And they released a song, I think like a month ago, called Y2K, and it's been like on repeat for me. It's
Really?
fucking belter. Yeah, I think you'd like it as well, to be fair. It's like, it is like indie rock, but they've got like, it's got quite a deep voice, and it's got like a really nice like flow to the song. It's very catchy. I like it, really good. They've just released another new one now, like literally the other day. I think it might have been yesterday, which is also really good. So they're starting to just like put a little run together. And I said that Cosmopolis song was good fucking 3 years ago. So there's clearly something there. They've been knocking about a little look. They've released some stuff in 2018 and that. So they have been knocking about a little while.
Yeah.
But they're on a good run. So I'm just hoping that gives them a bit of a platform to take it to the next level. Yeah, it feels like they've probably done like a bit like us, like done waves and got really good and then not released for a bit, done really well, and now like they're in another run of it. So
yeah,
hopefully this is the one that cracks them. But yeah, they're really decent.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed.
I think that'll wrap up our comeback episode, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That was fun.
Yeah, it was
good. Good to be back a little bit. Trying a few little different things, have a little catch up. So definitely let us know what you thought. Let us know if you're glad that we're back. Be weird if you listen to it and you just like,
I thought, fucking
not miss there.
Listen, fuck me, I'm never gonna listen to it.
Yeah, which to be fair would be valid.
Yeah, don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Khaled. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you go check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and we're gonna be properly posting YouTube videos now. It's gonna be proper thumbnails, proper titles. It's all gonna be there. It's gonna be proper. So yeah, go check out the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you along the side. Peace.